everyone. Welcome back to QSR Nation, your weekly source of food service marketing and business strategies for success. Here are your hosts, Josh, Beth, Tony, and Grant from the PFS Brands National Headquarters in Holt Summit, Missouri.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of QSR Nation. As always, we have Josh, Beth, Tony, and Grant coming to you today from the PFS Brands National Headquarters in Holt Summit, Missouri to discuss food service marketing and business strategies for success. Also,
well
Grant,
done.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Also, you have down here our weekly thought-provoking, idea-generating, and business-building podcast.
If that doesn't make people tune in, I don't know what will.
He's a heck of a content
Wow,
copywriter.
He's now this a wordsmith.
Man. He's like the Hemingway of our generation.
I tell you, he reads one fantasy football book, and then all of a sudden,
the fantasy
words start
right?
flowing.
Yeah.
It's the fantasy line.
Yeah. Well, we welcome Beth back. She's been vacationing. She has unlimited PTO, so it's nice to have her back.
Oh yeah, you know me, taking all the vacays I can.
Yep. How was Florida?
It was pretty fantastic.
That's
Got
it?
Yeah, that was brief, but I like it.
Got a sweet tan. I could probably go back for a couple more weeks.
You already lost the tan.
I know. That's why I have to go back. It was a great day. I had the one tan.
As you're driving back.
Yeah.
Just on your left arm out the window.
Yeah.
Well, today, since we didn't have anything on the docket, I just pulled 4 marketing-related food service questions from the internet.
Oh, wow.
The internets?
And nobody knows about these
Al
besides
Gore's
me.
internet?
Yeah,
The
Al Gore's.
interwebs.
The interwebs.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just kind of jump into it and do question 1. I didn't really like question 1, so I'm going to skip question 1. I might think of one of my own.
Come back to it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. So question 1. What is a restaurant's marketing costs in relations to total sales? Boom.
So
dropped.
A lot of that is going to depend on if they're well established, how good their location is, if they already have brand recognition. I mean, it could be as low as 3%. It could be as high as 30% if they're a startup in a poor location. It's just going to be all over the board. So there's a lot of things that you've got to look at and take into consideration for that marketing budget as far as a percentage of total sales.
Tony, what does the Small Business Association recommend?
7
Ooh.
to 12%.
That's right.
That is true. I've read that too.
No, I agree with Tony. It really depends on how long they've been in business. You know, you think about some of those restaurants. The one that comes to my mind for some reason is Shakespeare's up in Columbia. Been around for a very long time. I mean, they could probably get away with really doing very minimal marketing, but you don't want to stop marketing. You still want to keep up that top of mind awareness. But they've got their roots so firmly in the ground up in Columbia that, you know, their marketing strategy could probably, you know, they can do probably whatever they want, just about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to both your point, their ideal location on that one as well. So
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, you can never actually stop marketing. You might think that you've achieved the optimal prime whenever it comes to everyone knows my business, everything. But you always need to make sure that you're reaching out to the community somehow, whether it's a sponsorship or just even an occasional commercial or radio ad, just to make sure that you are top of mind for every customer.
Well, especially in today's world with social media, I mean, even if your budget is just social media because you've been in business for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, whatever it may be, and you have a hot location that's still bustling, you know, I mean, there's a lot of things that can say, hey, I can pull my budget back quite a bit, but never quit. I mean, I still get postcard mailers from McDonald's. You know, I mean, they don't stop, you know, advertising, and they're McDonald's. So
Right.
I think, especially if you get into your, I guess called the mom and pop segment, you know, the private ownership, the non-franchise brand type restaurants, I think it's even more important to continue to keep your brand fresh and in front of customers.
can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yep.
Clear eyes, full hearts. I don't know why. I just felt the need to say that.
Thank you, Beth.
Man, this podcast went a lot more smoothly last week when she was gone.
You're welcome.
All right, so that was very well done, people. I like just asking the questions and listening.
Next.
Number 2. Which marketing tool is more effective, email marketing or Google Ads?
Ooh, well, it really just depends on your budget.
So
To be perfectly
for all these
honest.
answers, all these questions is going to be depends.
It
Yeah, so you're going to start with
really
that
does.
first question and figure
Yeah.
out your budget, and then
Yeah.
you get to determine what your marketing plan is.
Yeah, I mean, Google AdWords is fantastic whenever you're trying to generate that new traffic and getting people to your website. But email marketing is really the tool that you can use to go on ahead and reach out to those customers that already you have some kind of connection with, and you can reach out to them about getting new information out there or trying to get them back for return customers just because you have a special deal going on.
Yeah, I think that's a good point too. I think with your Google AdWords, you could drive traffic to a said promotions page that has like coupons or something like that there. But with email marketing, you can actually send that directly to their, well, heck, their phone now because everybody has email on their phone. Besides me, because I deleted it off. I don't like
Yeah.
to check that while I'm on
He
vacation.
never answers back to me.
But yeah, I really like. It depends what you said. I think it really
Yeah.
depends on your goals. I know with like the Google display networks and things like that, you can get millions of impressions for really cheap. So it'd be good for just brand awareness in general. Compared to email marketing.
And I think also with email marketing, you've got a great opportunity to kind of measure consumer loyalty to your brand because those folks who've signed up for it, and then you can look at your engagement levels and measure that. I mean, I get several companies email on a certain day of the week, every week. I'm getting that special from them. And, whether I choose to engage or not, I'm opening the email. So I'm looking at it because I'm always interested in what might be coming, whether I take advantage of the offer or whether it appeals to me or not is completely different. That's content. But I am always at least opening that and looking at it every week.
And specifically for food service businesses, if I had to choose one or the other, email marketing or Google AdWords, I'd probably lean towards Google AdWords because then you can, all those searches that is food near me and stuff, you can really hit that hard. But obviously, like the point you guys made, email marketing can be effective as well. But
Yeah, I think it can work in tandem too. Use your Google AdWords to drive people to your email sign up page, and then obviously,
there you go.
Be a vicious circle.
I know
Circle.
all the
Cycle.
with all the restaurants having apps now and stuff. That's a way that they're getting a lot of email signups.
Yeah.
When you say
Yep,
Yeah. Did you guys know Blue Taco Whole Summit has its own app?
they do.
they do,
Yeah.
where can you find it at?
Yeah, Tony.
Well, it's in the Google Play Store or
Okay.
on the Apple Store.
But it's
Okay.
currently only available for the Holt Summit location.
Yeah.
So if you're traveling through Whole Summit, download it.
There's deals on there.
Yeah. All right. That was great. Good job, guys. Question number 3.
There are no bad answers.
See,
Just bad
well, this one
questions.
is really, really generic, so I don't even know if I'm going to ask it, but I'm going to ask it. Okay, I'll ask it.
Well,
Wow, Josh's thought process
Now we
is
have
out
to know.
loud.
This one, yeah. What are the latest tactics in restaurant marketing that you've noticed are really picking up? I kind of added that second part. But what do you think is like a really great marketing trend that you see that's really gaining a lot of steam lately?
I think one is all the beef that gets thrown around on Twitter, the Twitter wars and stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh my
one,
gosh.
one just happened. This is recording as of
Chick-fil-A
Tuesday.
and Wendy's
yeah.
and Popeyes.
Popeyes, yeah.
Over the new chicken sandwich.
Yeah, on Monday, yesterday, there was some really good beef going back and forth with Popeyes kind of sprang out of nowhere. I haven't really seen them
Yeah,
too
they threw
active
down
on
on it.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Well,
Chick-fil-A.
yeah, and I don't even think I believe it's been commercialized as available nationwide, but there's a lot of folks saying it's not even available at my Popeyes. But then I guess Chick-fil-A came back and said, described their sandwich as, the original best, and then Wendy's was like, get out of here with this noise, and at the end of the day, I would put a Champs chicken sandwich against any of them, honestly.
Heck yeah.
wow.
Wendy's,
You just-
please be nice to
yes.
us. and
No,
everyone's be
bring
back
it,
to us.
bring it.
You really just threw us out there.
Yeah, I would. And remind me later. I'll go on Twitter and I'll heat things up with Wendy's because they're fun.
Personally on your page, not on our Champs page.
It's vicious out there.
Yeah.
The Twitterverse is wild.
So, any other tactics?
Yeah, so Grant, say the social media wars. You all.
I think it's going to be the food delivery. I mean, we obviously know that that's something that's a huge trend that's going on. But I mean, as you've noticed, a lot of different commercials that are going on right now, like Taco Bell, for example, they have commercials that are solely dedicated just to like Uber Eats and Grubhub and everything else. So I think that's a huge trend that's picking up.
Yeah, I know. Last week we talked about the spicy chicken nuggets from the beloved Wendy's, and how they're doing a deal with DoorDash. And so, I mean, I agree with Beth that I think that's going to be something that's going to continue to grow, especially in your more urban markets. And when you get into more rural markets, those reaches are obviously harder. So I think that social media is where you're going to be at. I think Facebook is going to continue to be a player for a very, very long time. And
Thanks, Mark.
yeah,
We appreciate it.
appreciate that, Mr. Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, I was just saying that I really think that as you're looking at these things, there's a lot of obviously decisions to be made. There's only so much money to spread around to the different pieces. So don't try to be like all things to everyone, though. I mean, figure out, sit down if you need to get a marketing specialist involved, so you can really look at what your local demographic is trending towards, and put your budget in one or two things and go strong there, and don't try to do everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah,
commentary.
no, that was great. I know this kind of goes with it, but kind of not. But we always talk about being authentic and things like that. But everything's cyclical. Do you think that this is something I've been noticing on Instagram since I'm on there every once in a while? Is that people are can you be over authentic and then seem like not real? Does that make sense? Because I feel like it's getting to a point where everybody's being too over authentic.
Well, and especially the trend is now of a lot of people saying, be your true self, be authentic, to the point where you think that they're lying.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, 100%. And whenever you're constantly posting about, like, this is my real life, this is true life as how it's happening, and you're just, people are now immune to it because they see so much. And I know, like, you just sent me an article just a little bit ago about how Instagram is possibly removing the like option in certain countries right now, because
trying out in Canada, I think, and some other ones.
Because it's becoming such a trend to where, especially for the millennial generation, they're so used to getting that instant gratification that it's becoming mentally unstable for a lot of people to be able to post.
Yeah, they need that dopamine hit for all those likes.
They post a picture, and if they don't have 30 to 40 likes within the first 20 minutes, they're automatically, they're losing their self-esteem over that. And so it's one of those things where it's absolutely crazy, but I 100% agree. I think that people are losing their authenticity whenever it comes to
because it's being too authentic.
Yeah.
Well, and it's because they're spending so much time with their phone in their hand that they're not actually interacting with other humans at the level they probably should be to actually have true authenticity. What's actually happening is you're getting these almost. I got on my son the other day about this. He's started, a Twitch channel, and he's streaming. He's got people following him, and he does really well in his little video game things he likes, and it's his thing. And I 100%, encourage him to keep doing that as long as everything else keeps up, And he started acting different, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Well, this." I said, "Well, slow down. You're acting like one of these idiots on your YouTube channels you're watching." And he was just like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "No. There's no audience here.
Yeah.
You don't get to be that character." And I think that's what's happening. I think sometimes people begin to play a role and become a character, and they lose that authenticity. And I think that's what we're seeing happen is people are starting to try to become a character versus really just being themselves. And you don't have to have 24/7 coverage of what's going on in your life.
Yeah, I think it's a weird thing that's going on. Like people, they're being so authentic and they're fake, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I've just been really bothered by it lately for some reason. I think that's going to become full circle though.
But you know what's not fake?
Champ's chicken
and spicy chicken nuggets.
This podcast.
This podcast is real.
Maybe we should start the new hashtag, authentically fake.
Yeah.
Fake real.
Authentically artificial.
All right, sorry about that tangent, but my last question I have here is kind of the same as the other one, but it's kind of let's just ask it here. What is the best restaurant marketing strategy you have ever seen?
I'm trying to think of some guerrilla marketing tactic that I can remember, because those are always fun.
Yeah.
If we're thinking about current ones, and I don't know. If you want to go for digital, obviously Wendy's takes the cake when it comes to all of that. But then when you think about different national advertising campaigns, ones that really stick out, when it comes to QSRs, I always think, Sonic has done a great job using those two guys that are constantly in their commercials. Everyone's kind of expecting those next commercials to come out, and they're always introducing new products, and it just keeps people going back for more. Obviously, Taco Bell is doing a great job. I know the spice or the cheat nacho fries or whatever.
Yeah, they've had a massive, newly awesome rebrand too.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it's just weird to think that they did like an entire music video just regarding that one product. Look at how much traction that's gotten, and their whole new rebrand now is all set to that theme. So they've done a great job, I think, when it comes to that.
Yeah, to that point, I read an article on that the other day. I probably sent it to you guys. You guys never read anything I send you. But it was relative to how Taco Bell is like trying to be about a lifestyle, which doesn't really make sense because it's Taco Bell, but like they're really just building everything into the lifestyle of Taco Bell. It's pretty neat though.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the Chihuahua?
They probably don't have a long lifespan, do they?
Grant.
Ouch. They should bring back.
Yo, Carol 90s.
Well, does anybody else have a best one they've ever seen?
One of my favorite all times is just continues to be, and it wasn't in the food service though. It was, It was with Kmart. It was a horrible, horrible campaign. It didn't go over well, but it made me laugh so much to this day. I just want to say that
I know which one you're going
Yeah.
after. That's why I didn't want to bring it up.
I can shit my pants.
Oh,
Yes.
I shipped the bed.
It was a fantastic commercial
I mean,
that lasted for like 2 days.
Yeah,
on
and,
air.
and they had another one that they had out too
Oh,
about
man.
their
That
the
was
gas.
Kmart?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was. I mean, they had a real funny play on words, and obviously, I was still working as a company because, well, they're where they are now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
those was probably one of the most memorable campaigns I've ever seen out there.
I'll throw out one other very interesting
Ooh.
strategy.
Wow.
It's not
Grant's
food
throwing one
service.
out.
It's not food service related either. But
Is it fantasy
Sprint
football?
Wireless or Sprint, they have that. Their spokesman's the old guy for U.S.
Oh.
Cellular.
Yeah.
That's kind of an
that's a good one.
interesting strategy going after. I guess his contract was up with the U.S. Cellular. I think that was the one, right?
One of them.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy, yeah, he's bounced from
And that-
Sprint to Verizon or something like that.
Well,
or Verizon
I think it was
to Sprint.
Verizon.
Okay,
Sprint.
Verizon.
Verizon
Yeah,
to
Verizon
Sprint,
and Sprint,
yeah.
maybe. Okay. See, I can't remember the former one because
Yeah.
I was just Sprint. So.
Sprint, yeah.
But I thought that was kind of interesting. You don't see that happen very often.
Yeah.
A lot of times people probably don't want to because you think of them representing the old business or whatever, but it's kind of working for them, I guess.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, anything else you guys want to add? That's the only questions I had for today.
Ooh.
I will admit that this was definitely thought-provoking, idea-generating, and a business-building podcast today.
You got it.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and reach out to us at QSR Nation at pfsbrands.com. Subscribe to the podcast at pfsbrands.com/podcast.
And you got to go to
Beth.
Grit Summit coming up. We make sure we invite everybody to Grit Summit again.
Oh yeah, definitely come to Grit Summit. And then
social media thing.
I was gonna do that too. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter, and you can also find us on Instagram now. So we'll be starting to post that, and you'll be able to see what's going on actually in the studio.
We might get really authentic on
We
there.
are gonna be authentically fake.
We might go live on there.
Woo, that's gonna be fun.
Yep. All right.
Are you sure you want to go live?
No.
You will
not
be able
with
to,
you.
yeah, you'll be able to see Grant, Josh, and I on Instagram.
What?
All right. For your team here at QSR Nation, we'll talk to you next week. Here's misspelled still.
Today's episode is brought to you by Blue Taco. It's the franchise your location needs for simply Southwest goodness. Visit our website at thebluetaco.com. And remember, it's BLU. Be sure to stop by next week for another episode of QSR Nation. And be sure to check us out online at pfsbrands.com/podcast.